Hi, I'm Al, and in this edition of Summit Racing Quick Flicks, we're going to continue on the LS series, and today I'm going to discuss motor mounts for the LS swap. So continuing on our LS engine swap series, I'm going to talk about engine motor mounts, and I have 3 of them here in front of me today. Now, if you haven't watched any of the other videos in our LS series, I'll leave a link to the playlist in the description down below, but remember to always hit subscribe to stay up to date on our latest Quick Flicks videos. That's really the best way to get the latest. Now, talking about the first motor mount that I have here, this motor mount, it's from Transat. It's referred to as their hot rod style motor mount. The reason why they call it their hot rod style motor mount, they have the plate that hooks up to your Gen 3, Gen 4 LS engine, but the real cool part is this bracket here. It's a completely weldable bracket that welds in wherever you need to be placing your LS engine. So let's say you're working on a 32 Ford and you want to put an LS engine in there. This is the motor mount for you. Now, if you happen to be working on a classic Camaro and you're putting an LS engine into that, it's a very common swap, and Hooker has come up with a motor mount just for that. If you remember back in the first video where I told you how to identify a Gen 3, Gen 4 LS engine block, I told you that the 4 bolt holes that are the mounting points for motor mounts in the Gen 3, Gen 4 LS block are actually pushed farther back, more towards the center of that block. Now this motor mount here makes up for that, and it takes the original Camaro mounting position or the original GM mounting position of the Gen 1 and pushes it back so that way these 4 bolt holes line up with the LS engine. That Gen 3, Gen 4 engine then sits in that engine bay just as if it came that way from GM. Now, let's say you want to retain all that original hardware, both the motor mounts as well as the brackets. Well, Hooker actually has an adapter plate for you. As you can see here, it has the 4 bolt holes to go to the Gen 3, Gen 4 LS engine, but has 3 bolt holes here that will connect to your original hardware. That way you don't need to really switch over to anything new. Now, with a lot of these brackets here, these motor mounts here, as well as these Transat motor mounts, you can choose between the poly bushings or insert rubber bushings. And you may ask, why would I want one over the other? Well, the poly bushings are a little more rigid. You're going to feel a lot more of that engine vibration. It's going to make sure that the engine isn't moving as much if you have tight clearances or tight tolerances between the fenders and the headers. Where rubber mounts, they're going to have much more smoother ride than poly bushings will. You're not going to feel the engine rock and vibrate as much, but the engine may move a little bit more as you put your foot down into that pedal. Now, if you have any other questions about motor mounts, bushings, LS engine swaps, I'd love to hear them. Please feel free to leave a question in the comment section below. As always, remember to hit subscribe to stay up to date on our latest Quick Flicks videos, and be sure to watch some of our other Quick Flicks videos. Thanks for watching.